How interesting. Galaxy really is just fucking everywhere. Anyway, hello, everyone. I'm not late. You are. Because, Persona. Okay. We're back. I don't know what the fuck that was. I hope everyone's back. I'll give it a second. I don't know what happened. I'm genuinely confused. But, okay. The yellow bar's out of there, we go. I think I just want to make sure that everyone who's wanting to make it. Okay. Okay, we're all back. Audio's good. Volume's good. Yeah. That was weird, but alright. Let's try that again, shall we? Let's try that one more time. Let's try one more time. Faded glory returned to Kittyland. The neon glow of innumerable lights illuminated the night. Speakers filled the air with the sound of violin music. Merry-go-rounds, small and large, whirled round and round. Remember the murderous Disneyland? That's what I'm getting from this. All in all, it made for a mind-bending spectacle. It was certainly possible to power the facilities by transmitting magical energy into electricity via alchemy. That said, simply supplying the park with electricity would not have brought back to life that which was broken. The young woman did this not by mixing chemicals into a compound, but by melting down the divine providence into a witch's brew. Wait. Even Aoko doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Oh. That's not good. Just adjust the microphone a little bit. There we go. Stifling her anxiety. Fired up the crest on her right arm. Hey, Callie, it's been a while. It feels like it's been. Hey, everyone. Go, Alan, hey, Callie, everyone. Everyone's made it. Good. Magic circuits for a mage's engine. Their crest was software that assisted their magecraft. For the fledgling mage Aoko, this was her trump card. She had to do was supply magical energy to her crest-based formula. It may not have been the strongest magecraft, but it was hers. Proof that she was the successor of the Aosogi lineage. Huh? Bruh? The pattern of her crest shifted to execute the formula, which then connected to her magic circuits. The process resembled trains changing rails, also involving dozens of circuits. She constructed it as swiftly as possible without sacrificing the quality of its construction. Instant magecraft cast without an incantation would not be enough to reach Alice Kawanji. Aoko had gauged the strength of Alice's defense with her initial shots. She would dot up the power 5 times the next time, driving 20 tons of force into her target. Alice had the protection of the thick, hanging fog and the dense barrier around her. However, this attack would be more than enough to pierce through both. If Aoko struck home, it could cave in Alice's chest and end the fight. At worst, at least knock Alice down from her position atop the clock tower. Is a bit peeved? Yes, Alice is mad at us not killing SOJIRO, which... fair. That's fair, but at the same time, bro, we don't wanna. Look at him! And we want to kill him! As always, there was one guy who spoiled the deadly tension, pulling Aoko out of killer mode. So which I've been looking back and forth between Aoko and Alice in confusion. Oh my god, bro. SOJIRO, just let the tension build, man. How could you harm such a harmless specimen? Look at him! How could you harm him, bro? What do you do? You know what this image looks like? Aoko's at some burger joint, and she's telling him, he didn't ask for pickles. He said no pickles. Never mind. That's the face of someone saying they didn't want pickles. He said it like he might ask for directions to the train station. Thanks for breaking the tension, everybody. Normally, she would have lashed out in response, but his deadly serious tone shocked rather than angered her. I said no pickles. What the fuck? Oh, Aoko, you don't even... Chat, does she know? Oh, Aoko, you don't even know. Does she know, chat? So, Aoko, why are we at the circus now? Going on the Ferris wheel? Does she know, chat? Your life now? Nah, your life haven't started yet. You don't even know what your life will be in the future. Aoko swallowed back a sigh and returned her focus to activating her crest. Simple. Makes sense. My question is, why blow up the park? Why the park? That sounds about right. Soldier tilted his head, as if begging for a simple explanation. What did Mickey do to Alice? Probably something of the really deadly kind, you know? It's pretty good. I really enjoy the characters in this visual novel. Alice, Sojiro, especially Sojiro, and Aoko, seeing her develop slowly but surely into who we see her later on Tsukihime. And the other characters too. Aoko is a mood, exactly, like she's such a mood of a character, it's not even funny. And Sojiro's just the best. But yeah, I'm loving this I'm loving this visual novel so far. I don't know if it's gonna beat Tsukihime by the end of it, but we'll see. Right, we'll see. That is no... I couldn't tell you, but we'll see when we get to the end of it. Yes. Yes. Pretty much. Such a protest in a tone wholly inappropriate to the situation. Like letting a blast ripped from her right arm. She was not aiming at Sojiro, though. Earlier on in the day, an outcome would have been happy to do exactly that, but now her attention was focused on the girl in black atop the clock tower. Sojiro. We do not spell Sojiro that way. We do not spell Sojiro the way the game wants us to spell Sojiro, because that's not necessary. I don't care if that's the official English translation. We know how to spell Sojiro, and it's not S-O-U-J-Y-U-U-R-O. It's not that. It's like with Saber. Saber's English name. Okay. Yeah, it's like with Saber's name. It's Artoria, but in English it's Altera or some shit. It's like, bro, why? Like, why do you change her name? Artoria works just fine. Why are you changing it? Damn! Dude, that's gonna hurt. Bruh. Did that light not do a damn thing? Correct! Ako's mind struggled to catch up to her astonishment. She fired the strongest, fastest magic bullet she had the ability to conjure. And Alice blocked it. That much was to be expected. Alice set her mind to defending herself. Such an attack was child's play. Yeah, that didn't work. But what just happened? The Aoko I'd never seen before leapt to Alice's defense. A team of horses? Plague of locusts? No. This existed in the real world, unlike what Aoko had just witnessed. Normal creatures could not form like a spontaneous cloud of fog and dissipate just as quickly into the night sky. Impossible things moved in impossible ways. Alice was not even supplying them with any power source. Those things never needed power in the first place. Those broken and discarded things did not follow the rules of mankind. This was an invasion of fairy tales. What the absolute fuck? Compared to them, the automaton looked merciful. Autonomous puppets were products of magecraft. Even then they behaved as puppets should. These newly animated things, however, were nothing of the sort. Empty vessels became living creatures. Dummies wrapped into malformed beings. Or warped, I should say. There was a fog so dense with magical energy it visibly spread to all corners of the park. With a monstrous welcoming party that easily numbered over 1,000. This is very bad. Spread on by the shuddering sensation running down her spine. I could fire a barrage of single-action magic bullets. What the fuck? Propulsive attacks scatter futilely. Bro, what the fuck? The knights of the merry-go-round soared into the sky. Green, fire-breathing lizards flocked. The bakeries opened their doors once again, and human-sized loaves of fresh bread marched from their ovens as platoons of newly baked soldiers. What the fuck is that? How could SOJIRO were completely surrounded? The Ferris wheel creaked as it gently turned. I think you're winning? Yeah, I'm not. A rickety train car raced about the roller coaster tracks with Kitsy, tears streaming down its face aboard. It was a grossly twisted fantasy. The girl in black reigned over the insanity-fueled park. Oh. Now we're screwed. I was transfixed by the scene unfolding around her, then she realized what was happening. You know what this is? Alice had once told her of Meinster's familiars. Among them were the three of particular notoriety, one of which she recalled being capable of something similar to this. And it was called... That's a great name. He's both angry and confused. Truly. What the hell? Struck by Aoko's bullets, the creatures exploded into splinters. Aoko's shots were becoming more powerful. It was also the case that these beings were less robust than your average automata. Run! He turned away from the clock tower, grabbed his hand and began to run. Yeah, anywhere out of this place. She shouted, so trying to persuade herself as she finally cleared a path. That's not a shot. Those magic bullets flew like a scream. Along the way, the creatures that blocked or simply gathered around her path, made a hole for them to escape through. Yeah, we're not winning this, bro. It's GG. Damn, 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 damn. Magical bullets explode like blue fireworks. Alco and Soldier ran down the bumpy brick road. The bond, forged in the heat of battle, far beyond mutual convenience. They headed for the park's exit at full speed without exchanging a word or a look. Wait. This is copyrighted music. Oh boy. The weirdness only extended as far as the park border. But it'll be safe as long as they made it outside. But, speaking in pure numbers, the difference in strength was 2 versus an army. Or rather, 1 versus an army. Soldier was hardly useful in this situation, and manpower wasn't really the issue here, since they were facing puppets. Breadman? Is that Breadman? My favorite character in all of Nasuverse.
さっきの大丈夫？上からこうでっかいハサミが落ちてきたけど。
Ako shot as she blasted away the monsters that stood in their path. There's no time to stop for breath, to even look back.
なんとかギリギリ。
Soldier pursued. His voice, too, had naturally become shrill. 5 minutes earlier, they'd broken out of the siege at the plaza surprisingly fast. The residents awakened different case by case. Logic creatures taking additional time. Brr!
ラッキー、朝に弱いタイプばっかと見た。
Ako joked as she mowed down the small fry that popped up, but then, without warning, something outrageous extended its way down from above them. What the fuck? It's a claws of the 60-foot lobster adoring the roof of a seafood restaurant. Its penises were like a guillotine. As Soldier cut across the front of the restaurant, the Red King pressed in at a tremendous speed, keen on splitting them each in 2.
しずきくん、言えた。こっちはダメ。
It was just on the other side of the restaurant. They had to take the long way around in order to lose the giant lobsters snapping at their heels. Running along their detour had been a horde of monsters, too many to count.
なんとかギリギリ。
Soldier called out response. Just how narrowly he had avoided his head being severed clean from his body.
手前。うわ、なんだあれ。焼きたてか。
Eat him, bro!
そうみたいね。要するに下級兵士よ。
The cannon father, eat their ass thing. Took a halt to a sprint and set her crest into full operation.
距離7、6、5メートル。あの程度ならスナップだけで事足りる。
Alright. Sliding along the brick path, she brandished her right arm. She loosed a shower of magic bullets. Snap was a single action spell that favored rate of fire over power, and mowed down the monsters with satisfying pops.
青崎そっちも。
了解。
Bro. Genuinely, is there no limit to this shit? I thought you were limited to how much you could use depending on how many circuits you had or something. But Alco doesn't not seem to fucking run out. Blue explosion bloomed along the lamplit promenade. Alco's curtain of fire fanned out. It was a marvelous star-mined fireworks show. The toy breadman turned to charcoal.
いける。数でこそ押されてるけど、この状態が続くなら逃げ切れる。しずきくん、そっちは。
いない、空いてる。ここからなら入り口の東側に出られるはずだ。
Alright. Magical barrage relieve an average spellcaster blue in the face. Now his mage broke through the siege. Meanwhile, Single Bird keenly watched everything unfold. It's Robin! Chirp, 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 chirp. The moment the bluebird descended into its master's field of vision, made its high-pitched call. The girl listened expressionlessly to the report.
構わないわ。予想通りよ。撃つこと、壊すことしか脳がなくても、青子の魔力の使い方は波じゃないから。急増の使い魔じゃ、まだ相手にはならないでしょう。
What are you planning here, Alice? Mahoyo flopped his wings as a tweeted in response. Perhaps he was criticizing Alice for complimenting Aoko? Or perhaps he was jealous of Aoko for being praised by Alice. Alice could barely make sense of its chirping rant. Aoko Aosaki was a novice mage. Just 2 years ago, she had grown up with no background in magecraft. To Alice, who was raised as a witch from birth, Aoko possessed far less talent and experience. There's been no comparison to be made. The concept of skills in magecraft, 10 times out of 10, Alice would be declared the victor. However, that narrative changed when it came to a battle for life or death. Alice Kwanji was not the type of mage suited to combat. Aoko Aosaki, on the other hand, was built for it. In the contest of pitted magical energy against magical energy, Alice would concede that Aoko had the upper hand. Aoko's manipulation of magical energy was extraordinary. The scale of her magic circuits was smaller than that of Alice, but her rational speed, durability, output quality, not to mention efficiency, were otherworldly. That was Aoko Aosaki's hallmark. Though she had many fallings when handling sophisticated formulae, just 2 years of practice, Aoko had surpassed Alice in simple formulae that merely required an energy output. She also had a genius instincts and adaptability. Aoko was not particularly proficient at executing magecrafts. She was terrifyingly fast. So we're glizzing the shadow Aoko now? Okay, I mean, true. This is all true. But like, damn. She had been born outside of the Aosaki clan. She would have doubtless risen to fame as a competitive sharpshooter.
でも、残念ね。
The straight shootout? Alice not stand a chance. Alice Kwanji had never bothered to learn primitive magecraft like magic bullets in the first place. She was a classic puppeteer. Familiar served as her arms and legs to carry out all the particulars of a battle.
制限時間には気づいているわよね、青子。
Huh?
魔力はいくらでも貸してあげるけど、あなたの魔弾はあと半時で根崩れするわ。
Let's go first in the exam. W. Congrats, man. What do you mean? We're talking about Alice. What are you talking about? Driving as if in agreement, Robin took flight. It had been there 10 minutes since Alice had made the amusement park into her dominion. Deadass, I was about to say domain. What would the green fog give birth next? Aoko and SOJIRO, still running about, soon come to understand the gravity of their situation. And I'd say it's very bad.
しずきくん、正門ってこっち？
I hope so.
ああ、その店を曲がれば出口だ。
Just run the store, alright. Running non-stop at full speed had them at their limits. Their breath ragged, drew around the corner at a breakneck pace. Amusement park though it was, this was still the infamous Kitsyland. It had taken a high school student 20 minutes to sprint the entire circumference of the park. If they were now intimately familiar with the park's geography. Okay. I'm sorry. Did I just see a fucking dragon? It was changing beyond recognition. The transformation was not limited to the park's residents either. Probably.
何を？
Bro, what?
言いたくないんだけど、この遊園地広くなってないか。
Yes. Yes, it is SOJIRO. It was. Is the park getting bigger, Aosaki? Yes. The problem wasn't as mundane as mistaken location of the exits, or the strange terrain. No, the park was warping and twisting in upon itself. As they ran, the structure was expanding and growing, like that of a living creature. Soon, the pair noticed that the mob encircling them had grown even stronger. Trusting her back to Sojiro, who summoned all of her effort just to keep from whining. I will blame Sojiro for cowering in shock. But I could do the same? She bore responsibility for causing and dragging him into this mess. She could not afford to succumb to panic.
大丈夫。落ち着け私。
Yeah, you got the shit, you got the shit.
遊園地の果てはある。遠いけど、鉄柵はちゃんと見える。
See, like, I may be dumb, but like, or saying this in a dumb manner, but like, can't you just shoot the fence and break it?
フラットスナークだって制限なしってわけじゃない。外に逃げるって選択は正しいはず。現状、外までは目算で1キロぐらいだけど。
Oh, goody. Well, till now, they hadn't been too concerned with simply running. Braving had become labored. Maybe use magic to bend the fence or something? Yeah, exactly. You could just break the fence with magic? Or with magecraft, sir? Like, can you not just do it? You have to run another mile without rest? They end up collapsing along the way.
青崎、体大丈夫か？
What's from behind Alco pulled? What's from behind pulled Alco back to reality?
大丈夫だけど、ちょっと一息入れたいわね。
賛成。ここから休みなしで外周まで走るのは。
But we're not gonna get a chance to fucking rest.
驚いた。しずきくんも外まで走ろう派とは。
She let slip a giggle. Far from debilitated by panic, her comrade in arms had been analyzing the situation and forming an escape plan.
ちょっとだけ建物に逃げ込むのは。
気は進まないけど、それしかないわね。
Yeah. The breadmen had been completely surrounded. Perhaps this might have been a problem for an average person, but for Alco, making through the formation to get to the building would be a cinch. The issue was...
問題はどんな店を選ぶかってこと。
Yeah. She considered the characteristics of the transforming park. What posed a danger? What was safe? The most important factor was not the strength or the complexity of the building.
そうだ。選ぶならあの単純さで正しいはず。
A building that's not gonna transform on you.
しずきくん、あっち。
This way. After riding the monsters, I'll go hop behind the counter and soon followed by Sojiro.
カウンターに隠れてて。
Like she was in a western shootout, Aqua squared off against the monsters using the counter as a cover. Oh, Sojiro.
ビンゴ。ここならスナーク化しないんだ。
Oh, Sojiro. You're just like in the worst possible position at all times, ain't you, man? After assessing the current state of the enemy, Aqua sat down under the counter.
あいつらは。
店の周りで地団打踏んでるわ。理由があってね。あいつらはここには入ってこられないのよ。
Ah! Dummy! Can't even get in. Gosh, you're so dumb, you breadman. He's confused. Idiots. Ha! I could get a perplexed Sojiro grin and took a moment to catch her breath. She heaved a heavy sigh of relief and fatigue.
とりあえずコーヒーブレイクね。ここは遊園地の中でも遊びのない場所だから、あいつらにとっては鬼門なのよ。
Imagine being made of bread. Pathetic.
レジスターも調理器具も最近のものだし、擬人化されたマスコットもないし、スナーク化するにはちょい文明犬すぎるってこと。
スナーク
Snark? The fuck is a snark?
あいつらの名前よ。つけたのは私じゃなくてアリスなのかしらね。 あの子の性格的にちょっと想像できないけど、まあとにかくそういう名前。
Hmm. It's not at ease from knowing they were safe, so it just seemed enthralled in her explanation. I could not help but chuckle at Soldier nodded sagely. He was certain he had no idea what she was talking about. Normally this would have irritated her, but this time she was grateful for the warmth of his strange sobriety. Excuse me.
それはともかく調子良さそうだな、青崎。
Seeing her smile for composure, Soldier broke into a smile himself. Just a link in a chain of misunderstandings, but there was no need to redress it.
あれ、あなたから見てもわかる？私のマダンの威力が上がっているの。
They really are.
そりゃミラーハウスで散々追いかけ回されたからな。あの時と同じ動作なのに物騒さが増していれば嫌でもわかる。でもいいのか？確か数に限りがあるとか言ってただろう。もう随分撃っちまったけど。
Yeah.
20、30じゃ効かないぞ。
Yes, but that's what I was wondering. Like, bro, you've been going crazy, Alco. When the heck is your limit?
あんた、時々あれよね。
Oh. Opinion of him improved just a little bit.
なんでもない。
Okay.
私のマダンの威力が上がっているのは単純に魔力の濃度の問題。さっきから霧がかかってるでしょ。あれ、全部魔力なのよ。弾を撃つための燃料と思って。
Duh. Of course. That me asking was stupid. Clearly. Of course she can just spam him when the air is filled with magical energy. Of course she can just spam him then. No shit, Sherlock. Like, you guys making pancakes. You did the pancake hangout. Let's fucking go. One of the best hangouts in the game. Let's fucking go. Magical energy was divided into two broad categories. First was OD, produced inside a mage's body. Second was mana, which filled the atmosphere. At the moment, this park had turned into a fairy tale land, overflowing with mana. She's like Solid Snake, unlimited ammo. Because the 8 is turned to the side, so it looks like the infinity symbol, that means I have infinite ammo. Right, of course, that makes sense. Exactly. Although it meant nothing to the average person, to a mage, it was a paradise where spells could be cast as much as one pleased.
じゃあ残り魔力とやらは気にしなくていいのか。
Yes.
注意すべきは怪我と体力だけ。
Yes.
まあ、個人的な責任においてはその限りね。
Indeed. Soldier breathed a sigh of relief. From Soldier's perspective, more so than the monsters she mowed down, Mike was the biggest bully on the playground. He had been concerned about what would happen should her magical energy be exhausted, but luckily for him, she was far from surrounding her ground.
頼りにしてくれるのは嬉しいけど、ぬか喜びよ。
True.
あんな雑魚たち、ただ動いているだけのガラクタなんだから。
Yes.
スナーク本体は当然として、アリスが他の童話の怪物を出してきたら、私じゃどうにもならない。
Fuck!
他の童話の怪物。遊園地をこんな風に変えたやつ以外にまだいるのか？
You mean to tell me there is more?
そう。プロイキッシャーって名付けられた、私たちでさえ目を背けたくなる反則。
Ploy kickshaws. He had a lot of eggs.
不可能な夢物語をも再現する時代に取り残されたデタラメよ。
Now just imagine Akechi's reaction. Confused. Soldier's expression seemed to be calling her out on the hypocrisy.
あのね、私たちはちゃんと現代に寄り添った魔術師よ。できないこともあるし、当たり前のことだけど、近代兵器にはかなわない。20世紀、まあ、いろんな戦争の後押しで、兵器の進化は私たちを超えちゃったから。
Truly. Pancakes. I don't want to hear that word for a very, very long time.
けど、あの子には違う。どんなに人間の技術が進歩しようと関係ないって怪物なの。
Oh.
例えば、 あのブレッドマンいるでしょ。
Okay.
あいつには自動拳銃とか効かないわよ。多分意味が分かっていないから。
What? I mean, they're just shooting bread, but like, it just to have an effect, no? But because of their magic, it doesn't? Like, it casts it just outside, past the counter.
アリスの使い魔は全てが空想によってこねられた神秘なの。
Know what I mean? Tomorrow you're gonna make pancakes? Fuck, I want pancakes now. Shit, why'd you have to God damn it. Mystics netted from fantasies.
前提からしてありえないことだから、通常の物理法則と折り合いが悪い。空想と現実は両立しないっていうごく当たり前の理由でね。
Wait, but that goes that goes against. Wait, but doesn't that go against the lessons we've been taught already? With how Magecraft works, where Magecraft is a shortcut to something that's possible, but it can't do the impossible, right? We were taught this. This is in the second or first stream, or the third one of them, second or third stream. We were told that Magecraft is simply just a shortcut. If you wanted a fire, Magecraft would just give you the fire instead of you having to like hit flint or something. You would just get fire. If you wanted water, instead of having to go get a bucket of water or water from the sink, you could just get water from Magecraft or magical energy. So what do you mean Alice can just cheat the system and make fantasy reality? Or whatever that little thing in the bottle was. I think this is an exception. If these things are impossible, and obviously they don't, because they're fantasy. Exception, whatever. But like, since they're... What? That goes against what we've been taught so far.
なるほど。ブレッドマンってのはあの動く焼きたてパンのことなんだな。
Which I get that, but that doesn't make sense. You can't walking loaves of bread isn't something that exists in reality. So Magecraft shouldn't be able to make it a reality. Because that's not how it works. Is it? No. Soldiers seem to have ignored the majority of Alka's explanation and only reacted to the part that caught his curiosity.
話を戻すけど、
Bro, Nasu, you establish rules and then you just break them, man. He establishes rules and then just breaks them. Alright.
あいつらと近代兵器の相性は最悪。ロケット弾でも効果はないわ。意思の疎通、秩序の共有ができてないから。
But it's not magic. No. See, that's that's the thing. Magic is something different. There's Magecraft and there's magic. Magic is something, as far as I can remember, is something that's impossible. Magic is the impossible that can't be used by people. Sure, but again, as way of Nasuverse had explained Magecraft and magic is that magic is something that doesn't work with reality, which is what we're seeing, but it's not something that people could use. I think. I had to I need to fucking recatch my Nasuverse lore again, cause fuck.
黒いキッシャーにとって彼らの世界には存在しないもの、意味がわからないものは触れることなく無賛する。
Alright.
彼らに通じるのは同じ神秘を帯びた魔力だけっていうデタラメぶりよ。もう完全に概念空間っていうか概念宇宙っていうか。
Alko, you're explaining a bit too much. Yeah, Bio does not understand a damn thing you just said.
要するにあいつらは伝承防御っていう特別なルールを持っていて、単純に強い力、強い魔術じゃ効果は薄いの。元になった童話にちなんだ欠点をつかないと倒せない。
Folklore defense? What the fuck?
ギリシャ神話のアキレスあたり分かりやすい例えなんだけど、知ってる？
Oh, Achilles. I know him. Yes, I know the Greek myth of Achilles. Yes, yes. So you shook his head.
そう。無事帰れたら飛び丸あたりに教えてもらって。定番だけどいい話よ、あれ。
Yeah. So he was feeling pretty lost, but he did his best to grasp the situation. Thought that ploy kickshaws were scary enough to chase Alco and that puppet from before out of the house barefoot. Certainly, the scene before them was the stuff of nightmares. But Soja had a different way of thinking.
やっぱり青崎の方が怖くないか？
Pardon?
あんた死ぬの？
Do you want to die? Genuine question. Do you want to die? Bro, I will kill you. Suda waved in protest, silently pointing out that she had made his case for him. Fucking... Do you wish for death, Sojiro? I mean, Alco, you're going to kill him eventually, right? So might as well just do it now.
あのね、今私たちを取り囲んでるのはおまけに過ぎないの。
But you can kill him just fine, so I don't get the problem.
アリスにとって、あのブレッドマンもロブスターもソーセージ屋のミンチマシーンも、全部が全部、私が撃ってるマダンより価値がない。
Oh, that's why you can kill them, because they're worthless. Oh. That's why.
いい？あの動くマスコットたちはね、ただのおまけなの。アリスが解放した童話の怪物の一呼吸みたいなものなのよ。
And that's okay. That's why it works. Because they're nothing. Therefore, whatever she uses works.
呼吸ってこれが？
私だって考えたくないわよ。
Crazy, I know. Yeah.
でもそれが現状。たった一体の童話の怪物だけで私たちは手一杯。
Okay.
そういうわけだから、アリスがあと一体でも追加したら諦めて。
Another. Did you not, like, knock on wood or something? Come on.
追加ってこれに制限はないのか？
Knowing Alice, probably not.
あの子が出し惜しみしなければ、まだ何体かストックはあるでしょうけど。まあ、成立する条件はあるわね。
Just don't be the tree guy, because the tree guys seem really strong. So don't start singing London Bridge is falling down.
例えば、川がないと目を覚まさない怪物もいる。この遊園地、噴水はあるけど川はないでしょ。元になった童話縛りなの。あの子の使い魔は。
Okay, that makes sense. Right. Right, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
童話ってかけそばとか？
ここに川がないのは不幸中の幸いね。もしあったら、もっと直接制圧に向いたやつが出てきてた。
Then what about a bowl of soba noodles? I don't know what you're talking about, Sojiro, but sure. I continued, completely ignoring Sojiro.
話の続きだけど、アリスの魔術の基本はマザーグース。
Mother Goose.
知らないか。イギリスの歌で遊び心に富んだメルヘンチックな内容よ。
Yeah. So her magecraft is based on nursery rhymes.
ただ、そっち系のプロイキッシャーは怖くないの。
Yeah.
みんなそれなりになんとか魔術にも落とし込める範囲だから。
聞きたくないんだけど、そっち系じゃないのは？
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Well, I mean, she's called Alice, right? And her magecraft is Mother Goose, which is nursery rhymes. Like if you put those three things together, her name's Alice. And the foundation of her magecraft is based on Mother Goose, and Mother Goose wrote English nursery rhymes. She is literally Alice in Wonderland.
マザーグースを下地にしたとある創作童話系。
Fuka scene. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. This game is incredible. P3, yes. when Natsuki left. Yeah, but yeah, game's incredible. The visual novel, yes. P3, yes.
あの子のお母さんが好きでね。
I figured, but you know, I just gotta
こっ
say
ち系
mission.
のはどいつもこいつも尋常じゃない。私たちから見ても勘弁してって言いたくなるわ。
Yeah, I figured as much.
で、この遊園地を生き返らせたのはこっち系よ。
Hmm.
多分フラットスナークってやつだと思う。私も聞き流していたから詳しくはわからないけど。
Okay. SOJIRO is so confused, bro. So swallowed the discomfort making its way up his throat. He really wanted her to explain things a little less vaguely, but something she had just said necessitated further investigation.
待てや尾崎。あの子の話を聞き流したって、なんで？
Why not?
いや、説明してもらったのは随分と前だし、あの頃はアリスの話あんまり信じられなかったのよね。
You know, Aoko, sometimes you're just no better than SOJIRO. If I'm gonna be honest, sometimes you're no better than SOJIRO.
私が素人だと思って大げさに自分の魔術を語ってくれてるな、舐められてるなとか。
Sometimes you're just as bad as SOJIRO. In truth, if anyone hadn't taken that lesson seriously, it was Aoko. She learned that lesson firsthand soon enough, when she experienced just how real Alice's monsters were. What do you mean by that? It's the fact that she said that she's a bit of a noob at the moment, yeah. What I mean by that, Anna, is the fact that when Alice was explaining exactly her magecraft, Aoko was not paying attention. And did not understand. Which is exactly like SOJIRO. I am not surprised, yeah. She wants to discover how heretical the Mindster witches truly were in the world of magecraft.
その聞き流した内容は？
There's gotta be something, Aoko, please.
何でも強力な結界を張るプロイだって。
Okay.
アリスが受け継いだプロイは山ほどあるけど、その中でもえりすぐりの一つよ。
Makes sense.
捨てられたもの、忘れられたものを童話的に蘇らせるやつで、今まで誰も破ったことがないとか。
Okay, that defeats logic, but sure.
それでついたあだ名が触れられぬもの。
Okay.
フラットスナークじゃないのか？
それもあだ名。とにかく正体がわからないやつばっかりなんで、一つの個体に複数の名前が付けられるの。
So it's the same thing, it's just a different name.
フラッ
Okay.
トスナークはその中でも正体不明さはトップランクのデタラメぶりよ。
That's great.
あなた、ルイス・キャロルのスナーク狩りって本知ってる？
The Hunting of the Snark by Lewis Carroll. I don't think I've heard of that one.
いや、そもそもルイス・キャロルというのは。
Bro, who are you talking about?
そっからか。ドジスン教授はそうね、特殊性癖を持った妄想紳士ってとこ？まあこっちは別にどうでもいいか。人によっては時間の無駄だろうし。
I appreciate Alice just giving us time to chill back here.
今重要なのは彼が残した著作の方。
Yes, the working up behind. That
ス
was...
ナーク狩りはね、スナークって呼ばれる正体不明の怪物を捕まえようと奔走する冒険家たちの話なの。
Yes.
キャロルらしい皮肉ばっちり、支離滅裂、意味不明、結末不在の本当に困った本で、一行は島で苦しみつつ最終的にはスナークを見つけるものの、見つけたベイカーは唐突に姿を消して終わってしまう。 よくわからないもの探しに奔走する人間の風刺なんだけど、この遊園地において誰がベイカーで何がスナークかは言うまでもないでしょ。
Alice is very considerate. She's being very considerate. Thank you, Alice. I would like to not to share this, but Flat Snark had other popular names as well. The Enigmatic Island, the 5-dimensional plane. I'm sorry, we're on the 5th dimensional level. We're gonna fight a 5th dimensional being? I'm sorry, what? What? What do you mean the 5-dimensional plane? These names were not given to it by Alice. but rather mothered by mages whom the Mindsters defeated. What's next? The ninth circle of hell? Fucking I don't know. In mathematics, snark is a term used in graph theory to refer to contradictory and impossible planar graphs. Oh, goody math! A plane, proven to be unable to exist in this world, was given the name, apt for an ill-fated existence paradoxical in nature. The fairytale monster ascribed this name was said to hold no form discoverable by man. Michael also declined to mention something else. Flat Snark was a fairytale monster that could grow. It would hide somewhere in the amusement park, usually exhaling magical energy until the park completely transformed into a fantasy land.
脅かしてもしょうがないし。
何か言ったか？
別に。簡単に言って、童話世界の再生がフラットスナークの力なの。
Okay, so her main power, Mother Goose, is Flat Snark, which then brings forth everything else. Okay, so her main thing that she's powering, the main thing she's powering up is the Snark. And the Snark is just doing everything else. Okay. That makes a bit more sense, because I'm like, she can summon all this crap and not feel a thing. I mean, sure, there's lots of magical energy in the air, or mana in the air, makes sense at the same time, but okay. So she brings forth the Snark, and the Snark does the rest of the work. Got it.
この遊園地との相性は抜群でしょうね。何しろ元々が童話を元にした遊び場だから。
Basically, she got Bohemian Rhapsody. It's basically Bohemian Rhapsody from JoJo's, yes, that's basically it. Or I guess... Well, depending on when this was written, originally... Depending on when this was originally written, this might have come first. Where's Batman? I don't know when... Was Mahoyo written first? Because Mahoyo's a very old story that Natsu wrote a long time ago. And didn't really become a visual novel until just recently. Or like a few years ago. Had there been a business district, for example, Flat Snark would have posed far less of a threat. Its power would be limited to projecting the shadow of a dinosaur onto a building's window panes.
あ、だからここは安全だって。
There's something about this image. They know what you're thinking. So he realizes something was wrong when he noticed a gluttonous liquid dripping onto his back. Hey, man. Looked up to the ceiling. Their eyes met. Before he had a chance to think, Soldier hopped up from the floor.
青崎外だ。
Take initiative. He jumped out from behind the counter.
バカ、何して。
To stop him from committing an act of suicide, she also came to her feet. Immediately, she noticed something coming to life overhead. She's alive? So, Alice and her Flat Snark happened first. Ha! So, Aragaki, right? Is that it? Author's name? Aragaki? For JoJo, right? Anyway, so he copied. Hold on. So he copied Nasu. Well, then it's just a coincidence. Relax. All right, it's just a coincidence. Gargantuan mouth clamped shut. Araki, I was close. No mascot to speak of. Pikachu itself began to transform into one giant monster. Close, yeah, I'll take it.
もう、なんで天井にピエロの絵なんて描いてんのよ、あの店。
Gaki's yeah, I have Shinjiro on the brain, bro. I got Shinjiro on the brain, man. Can you blame me?
普通もっと違うところに労力割かない？そんなにピエロ が好きなら入り口にでも飾っとけ。
Good question. Okay, add out her grievances as you ran. That's valid, exactly. There's no safe haven left. Moment by moment, last remnants of civilization were being eroded away by fairy tales. This all just sucks, don't it? There is a fucking dragon! I wasn't even wrong! Fuck! The amusement park had reached the final stage of snarkification. It's not just the mascot characters that have been granted life. The burger joint, even the buildings have begun to transform. The roller coaster that made its way about the park, rivered and twisted like a Chinese dragon. A good soldier stared, dumbfounded by the Ferris wheel, which had grown to cover over 250 feet in height. Hordes of Bremen closed in on them, as if to offer tickets. Mobs of trinkets, actual kickshaws, rampaged the park. Whenever a hole was punched in the envelope, it's instantly failed. Envelopment, not envelope. It's a battle of attrition with no end in sight. That was a matter, of course, as there were a few fairy tales about limited resources. Quickly, teach soldiers some magic. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Easier said than done. Yeah, what kind?
さっき言ったでしょ。童話の怪物は現実にないものだって。今までいなかったおかしなやつとか、現実じゃありえないもの。それが本体。
Quick, do a magic lesson. Pull out the whiteboard. I don't think Alco can make a whiteboard out of nothing.
おかしなやつって例えば。
だから命のある人形とか空飛ぶゴーカートとか。
Alco paused her firing for a moment. Saying this out loud, she realized just how deep their grave was dug. She can magic forth a whiteboard. If Aquid can, so can Alco. Except Aquid's materialization powers work on a completely different level compared to Magecraft. Mr. Park was a treasure trove of fairy tale-esque creatures on any given day. Who would say what was impossible amidst newly transfigured knickknacks running around? Exactly, so Alco, you saying just look for something weird? Everything is weird. Hoping that she was wrong, Alco bit her bottom lip. That snark was a type of ploy that deployed bounded fields. Yeah, it was commanding so many familiars. It would not be unusual for its main body to have little or even no defenses. Furthermore, it was modeled from a story about it being untouchable and unidentifiable. It would be logical to assume that it would collapse in on itself shortly after being discovered. That's an assumption, not a fact, but alright. Nice one. So closer to truth than Alco realized. As long as there was the slightest possibility of it being hit by one of Alco's stray bullets, it would not dare appear in front of him. Its true form was orchestrating the park from somewhere safe. Probably. But where? Put very simply, the Ferris wheel was the safest location in the park, as well as a symbol of its past glory. The hands are so obvious. I hate G2. Yeah, I'm assuming it's on the Ferris wheel. That's my guess. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's the Ferris wheel.
あの子を捕まえるのは
Did you know Noah's unused OSP? Actually, I do know that. I do actually know that. It's not in the game files. It was ripped from somewhere else. And someone uploaded to YouTube. And it's a sped up version, slight like altered sped up version of her usual, normal, slow theme. So yes, I did actually know that. And I love that song to bits. It's probably my favorite track in the game. Well, it's not in the game. So, I wouldn't count it as my favorite track in the game, I guess. Yeah, the fact that's not the song they used for her introduction scene is ridiculous. The fact that they just use CL's theme is kind of annoying. Like, you have this fantastic upbeat track, perfect for her introduction scene, and you don't use it? What? Alright. But yeah, I've had that song on repeat for like... Because it's on YouTube, so, you know... No, I hate is insane. Nasu hates... Well, no. Nasu has said... I think anyway, don't take it fine, but I think Nasu said he does like Noel's character. So, I mean, we hope something. Nasu gives her something to do. Her eyes open wide at the sudden suggestion. Hulk had been trying to come up with a plan to overcome the stalemate. Some soldier had been racking his brain as well. This was a simple one. They could not find the snark. They just need to take it out its master, Alice. Alice had not moved at all from the clock tower. Even from here, they can make out her figure, draped in moonlight. Yeah, that's... Sojiro, thank you, but that's a terrible idea. So if make it worse, got it, don't touch her. Yeah, that too. Goddamn Brad! Breadman, angry at the insults hurled toward its master. He went to attack and was mercilessly burned to a crisp. Go eat that bread. Two stood back to back, catching their breath. Chat, how do you think a breadman tastes? Think it just tastes like bread? Or was it magical bread? No plan to speak of, and no route of escape. They had reached rock bottom. Like, man. Okay. Meanwhile, the others were forming a circle around their prey, so they smelled blood in the water. Meant to be dragged into a bakery for the oven? Minced in a meat grinder at the butcher shop? Skewered and paraded around atop the carousel? Walked the plank of the thorny pirate ship? After 2 years of slumber, they were eager to welcome their new guests. Is it ethical to eat a bread man? Yes, it's literally just bread with limbs. Yes, it's completely fine. It's just bread. What is it?
何？手短にね。今考え事してるから。
ああ、あの連中が何をしたいか嫌っていうほど伝わってくるんだけど、それってあの子の趣味なのかな？
That's a good question.
その疑問はなかったわ。
Oh.
連中の人間嫌いは遊園地の怨念とフラットスナークの性格じゃない。基本的にまともなやついないから、アリスの使い魔って。
One big family of freaks.
あ、でも。
I wasn't able to deny that there were some similarities.
それは結構。それで、青崎の考え事って止める方法考えついたのか？
Well, considering the one attacked us when we insulted Alice, what if we just talk really nicely about Alice? Maybe then they'll just leave us alone.
期待させて悪いけどお手上げ。ま、あんたが殺されれば止まるでしょうけど。
Oh, good. Yeah, alright.
それは嫌だ。とりあえず逃げよう。
No, thank you. I'm good.
え、しずきくん？
She blinked in surprise at the sudden turn of events. Sojiro, well, until that had been meekly following her lead, grabbed Aqua's hand and pulled her with him into a head-on charge at the swarm of bread. They had to break out in the encirclement. Oh. Well, it is just bread. I didn't think he would.
なんで今の流れでそうなるのよ、あんたは。
I'm not surprised you could just push him out of the way. Come on, let's follow Soldier's uncharacteristically gung-ho lead, cursing him all the while. Alone? No chance of breaking through the surrounding wall of enemies with brute force. We'll gain our bearings and let fly a spray of magic bullets ahead of SOJIRO. Just keep on running! Burst through the nest and ran as hard as they could. At this point, all was left to do was what they had planned from the outset: get out of the park. I'm for addressing what needed to be addressed.
なんでよ、さっきはあんなに諦めよかったのに。
I could not begin to comprehend Soldier's reaction.
ミラーハウスの時と今は違うだろう。いいから走れ。
I just slapped myself with my microphone. Or with my filter.
違わないわよ。あんたを殺そうとした私も、あんたを殺したいアリスも、理由の結果も同じよ、私たち。
It's playing pretty differently, so I know what you're talking about. She wondered what was getting her so worked up. I better not stop. It was the degree of Soldier's stupidity, charging the breadmen so recklessly, it caused her to lose her cool.
あのね、一緒に逃げてるぐらいで勘違いしないでくれる？言っとくけど私、明日になったらまたあんたを殺しに行くから。死にたくないってんなら、ここで私からも逃げ出したら？
Yeah.
それはまた今度の話だろう。大体青崎に殺されるのならいいけど、あの子に殺されるのは嫌だ。
I don't want her to kill me.
だからなんで？
だって顔も知らない、話したことさえない相手だ。
Fair enough. But it was like someone had doused water over a blazing fury. This thing was snuffed out by the absurd simplicity of his reasoning.
顔も知らないって。
Did the soldier not mind being killed by someone as long as he had met them? Echo grimaced as she followed him. That is kind of weird, but I suppose that makes sense. From her spot atop the clock tower, I could observe the growth of her familiar. Flat Snark. A savior of the discarded. It was a vile, vulgar fairy tale monster who provided those abandoned by fate with a glimmer of hope before snatching it away. Let's head out of her control. She was so keen to keep the Snark from expressing its bad habits. Completing a lap around the park that had now reached the size of an entire town, I made its situation report.
そう。外を目指しているの。
Yeah? Seems Alco was prioritizing the safety of the boy. If it resulted in wasting an entire day, choosing not to capitalize on a decision that was very much like her.
青子のことだから、時計台ごと私を焼き払いに来るかと思ったけど。
Nice bird. The bird cheeped in response. Bird be chirping. Was it denying its master portrait of Alco? Or agreeing that it was Alco's style to do exactly that? Outside of might interpret its interjections either way.
退屈？
Well? Well? She's asking a question, ain't she? Not really. Not obviously. Bobby jumped at being addressed so unexpectedly. He chirped and flapped his wings like a flustered servant, frantic to say otherwise.
珍しく気があったわね。
What the fuck is that? Alright.
いいわ。せっかくのゲームだし、もう少しだけ盛り上げましょう。
Alice. What do you do with that egg? Calmly, she pulled out a small object from her pocket. It's a dark gray Easter egg. Emanating from inside it was the ticking of a clock. Robin knew it to be a ploy kickshaw, A bad attitude for exceeding flat snarks, known to be among the best in one-on-one situations.
行ってらっしゃい。称える時間は20分に設定したわ。
Yeah, every time anything happens in this visual novel, I see why. I see just the production quality is so high that, yeah, no, I understand why they toned it down for Tsukihime. Because Jesus Christ. Just a 3D animated egg in your visual novel? Bro.
いつも通り控えめに壊れてきて。
The production quality is fucking nuts. To get out the witch's breath, the egg filled with praise disappeared. Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the park. The words, "I could have killed them all by myself," floated through the air. It was the disappointment of something enamorous that was visible to all, yet overlooked. Long-ass chapter. The soldier continued their dash toward the boundary separating the park from outside. More bread! You know what's cool? When the Mahoyo movie comes out, this section is gonna last like 2 minutes. This whole section where they escape the park, 2 minutes. No, actually, no. Probably like 10 minutes, tops. Probably not even that. This section will be cut down so hard. Like, it's not even funny. Or because it's action set pieces that might make this like the biggest section in the movie or something. I don't know, it just because it depends how much they're gonna cover in the movie, right? Are they gonna cover the whole visual novel? Because that's a lot of content you're gonna fill out 2 hours with. The curio horde that stood in their way had reduced in number. Our fence that separated the two from the outside world was just over 300 yards away. Fortunately, there were no particularly large buildings barring their path. I did remember that, yeah, now that I actually am playing this section, I did, from the trailer, I did see the recognize the section when Aoko's like, she's like doing a slide to the right and she's dashing through the hall of mirrors. But, I mean, that's like the beginning of this whole fucking thing. And that's in the trailer, so I'm like, how much the fuck are they gonna cover? So, man, I don't fucking know. Not gonna say I don't have faith in the movie, but 2 hours and you're gonna cover the entire visual novel? Good luck. The Ferris wheel had stood in their way. That would have spelled the end, but thankfully had yet to reach its full strength. Things that appeared before them were weak oddities that could easily be handled by Aoko's simple magecraft. Should have said, make it to the fence. If only her looks would allow it. It was using the ample mana filling the park, her tank of magical energy was nearly full. Moreover, the condition of her body's circuits were steadily improving, to the extent that she would be able to unleash at least one all-out onslaught. Egg. Until something unusual was hovering above her field of vision. It's locked on SOJIRO, hovering 10 feet above him over to one side.
しずきくん、ちょっと。
ああ、さっきからついてきてる。
What? Someone had seemingly noticed it before Aoko. What's this previous awkward glances toward the sky? In truth, it would have been stranger for him not to notice as the thing was practically glued to him. What the fuck is that? In terms of its size, the floating object measured about 3 feet in diameter. Dude, look at this thing! That's 3D! That's just a 3D model, bro! Your Type Moon, you need your devs. You're going a bit extreme, ain't you? Tiles covers the exterior, which had a multitude of spinning lights danced about.
卵かな。
It is some kind of egg, yes. So what I asked, not really sure what to call it.
卵？卵って言ったら割れる卵。
Crack! Uh-oh. that's a good thing, but it was bounced off like it was made of rubber. He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo ho ho, he took about a gum gum. No? That trait. Ability to deflect all outside interference. Confirmed to Aoka that this thing was undoubtedly a ploy kickshaw.
やっぱり外からのルールじゃ壊れないか。しずきくん、あれから絶対に目をそらさないで。
Okay.
いい。何があっても見続けること。視界の隅に入れとくだけでいいから。
You got it.
Oh.
Aoka picked up her pace as she barked orders. The Eggman who sat on the wall. He would crack, just as the tale spoke of. Nothing anyone could do or say would cause him to fall. When they stopped looking, he would tumble down and break into pieces. Ah, it's God, what's the fairy tale called again?
いわく、王様の軍隊でも元に戻せない数の破片。
I forgot the name of the fucking Tumble or Tumble something? I forgot the egg fairy tale. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, okay. I do get the Humpty Dumpty, thank you. It's Humpty Dumpty. I said tumble. I said tumble and it's not even close. It's Humpty Dumpty. Thank you. It's the Mother Goose poem Humpty Dumpty. Soldier was a target. The moment he averted his gaze, it would tumble and explode.
なあ、爆発するかどうかは知らないけど。
Yeah, I don't need to know that. Either way, it's going to scatter something troublesome when it fell. Its oval shape, the keyhole adorning the front, and writing inscribed upon it. They all made her anxious. It was an egg. That meant it was going to hatch at some point. If he continued to stare, as the time came for whatever was inside to come out, they would have even less ability to conserve their energy.
青崎、早すぎないか。あまり全力で走ると。
後のことは考えないで。いいからしずきくんは卵だけに集中して。
Don't look away from the egg. At this critical juncture, Redman stepped out to join the egg and blocked her path.
邪魔！
Ming, 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 ming. Nice. Redmen were marching forth in a grand battalion. At her level 5 power, Aoka should have easily mowed them down. However,
肩焼きかこの。
Snap failed to do the job. That meant it was time for her to put her crest to use. Draw. Forming a trigger bullet encased in a full wind jacket. Previous shot was the equivalent of a machine gun volley. This was her artillery shot. Yeah, damn! A crust spread that absorbed a snap without a dent, scattered into thousands of tiny pieces at her draw's torrent. Alright, damn, GG's. Whoa. Of course, the destruction did not end with just the Breadman. Once when a brick road was now thoroughly stripped of its pavement. My stalls have been warped into twisted steel skeletons. We suspect that made SOJIRO question what the greater obstacle to their escape was. The wall of Breadman or Aoka's ability to lay waste to things.
ちょっと、なんで距離取るのよそこ。そばにいないと危ないじゃない。
True.
ほら、もっとこっち。言っとくけど、あんたがあいつらに囲まれちゃったらアウトよ。私、人質とか意味ないタイプだし。そもそも区別して撃つとか、そういうのできないし。
This made a lot of sense to SOJIRO. He did not fully appreciate the part about hostages, but he got the gist of it.
つまり、今はどこであろうと危険なのか。
Correct!
あんたね。
Offended though she was by his typical naive response, she could not help but be impressed. SOJIRO was a straight arrow through and through. His eyes stayed firmly focused on the egg overhead, and even amidst the chaos of the melee unfolding before him.
その分なら安心か。
You were worrying a lot for no reason.
物分かりは悪いけど、一度言われたことはきっちり守るあたり、あなたのいいところよね。
そんなことより青崎、俺の気のせいならいいんだけど、さっきのパン硬くなかったか？
Yeah.
まあね、あいつら少しずつ強くなってきてるわ。
Which means the snark is getting stronger.
大量生産が軌道に乗ったんで、今度はクオリティアップをテーマにしたのかも。
Yeah.
しずきくんでもお察しの通り、ここからは手強くなっていく一方よ。あのパンたちでさえ個体差が出てきたみたいだし。
What individuality? The bread have individual personalities now? Oh god.
考えたくないけど、そのうちジャム塗ったりレタス乗っけたり、果ては合体したりして。
Soon it's gonna be gay bread. Alright. Though she was joking, her eyes were dead serious. SOJIRO shuddered at the thought of the situation growing even more dire.
じゃあ、そのうちミラーハウスの人形ぐらいに怖くなるのか、あいつら。
間違いなくね。そこまでレアなパンになったら、私も自分だけで手一杯になる。ところでしずきくん、ああいうのと喧嘩できる？
In a battle? No. SOJIRO shook his head, a look of complete aversion upon his face.
でしょ？なら急ぎましょう。いろいろ余裕ないんだから。
Finally, gay bread. I took a quick deep breath, then we had to sprint once again. Far in the distance, through the fog, the iron fence waited, 300 paces away. Still nothing happened. They would make it there in one piece. Through the fall after Alco, moving on to that all too convenient hope. But hope was something ever fleeting. In fact, it lasted not even 300 yards. The edge of the amusement park may well have been the edge of the world. Are you... Okay. Dozens of undaunting horizons could be seen. Crowned the sky like a giant cloud, or a thick curtain. Perhaps groaning lips. It's the end of the road. The outer limit of an outrageous and fantastical realm. And yet, I could find it to be much like the last page of an enormous picture book. Fences upon fences. The sight turned her mind blank. Well, this is about as bad as it gets, she thought. The snark, this island of despair, had at last brought Alco to her knees as she stared at the swelling border. The park indeed had an end. Even now, as Alco and SOJIRO had expected, fence divided the amusement park from the residential area neighboring it. They both doubled in height and been made sturdier than the hurdle she had foreseen before even laying eyes on it. Expecting it to have snarkified, Alco had prepared to demolish an obstacle or two. But this construction before her went far beyond a mere wall. It was an ocean that separated the underworld from the mortal one. You know, Ane, you mentioning the ninth circle of hell? You clearly weren't fucking far off. Thanks, man. You weren't far off. Thanks. You weren't far. God damn it. I'm a prophet. Normal conversation. Fucking Apollo's prophets. Fucking Apollo's foresight abilities. Our fence was like a restless, surging sea. One or two walls could easily be toppled. Even 10 or 20 could be dealt with one way or another. The power left in her body and that which filled the park. When a brave front was in her power, she could fully mobilize circuits and her quest to the point of burnout in a last-ditch effort. Like some reenactment of the parting of the Red Sea.
でも、それで終わり。
If the path could be opened, She would not have the energy left to walk it. It's obvious what would become of her afterward. Residents would hardly forgive her for wreaking such havoc around her park. The ants drawn to honey would swarm the helpless girl and tear her to pieces. But SOJIRO, despondent and exhausted, she felt the faint sting of remorse. Escaping the park. Look back on how they had gotten here. I could recognize that her choice had been her undoing. On the golden full moon, beams of steel bent and emerged like a wire-frame sculptures. It's only a matter of time before the amusement park itself became one colossal monster. The horde of familiars gathered in the place where Alice was, formed an impenetrable blockade around her. Just ahead of the boy beside her, the whispering egg, called Scratch Dumpty, continued to shuffle what appeared on its surface.
青崎
しずきくん
Huh? The boy's voice snapped out kind of her trance. It's only for a moment. The stark reality of the situation quickly dawned on the novice mage. The sheer hopelessness of it all. It's ripped out and snatched away any will she had to resist.
ゲートに行こう。ここはどうしようもないけど、入り口ならもうちょっとマシだろう。
Straight up just the entrance? SOJIRO. I don't know.
フラットスナークだっけ？こいつにもルールがあるって言ったじゃないか。なら、これは役割の問題だ。初めから鉄柵は通れない壁だけど、ゲートなら出入り口として機能しているかもしれない。
You'd think, but again, I'm not so sure. SOJIRO not given into panic. Could found himself honestly admiring SOJIRO's ability to analyze Snark's characteristics, given the circumstances. Now calm, she steeled her resolve.
そうね。確かに門はあると思う。
Alright.
けど、たどり着くのは難しいわ。一番弱かった焼きたてパンですら、今はもうあれだもの。広場や入り口には、もっと上等なのがたむろしてるだろうし、門だって、あの観覧車以上の怪物かもしれない。確か、大きなキッツィちゃんだったでしょ。専門店。
Right. There is still the fucking massive ass Kitsy on the entrance. Right.
青崎はゲートには行かないのか。
まあね。それよりこっちの方が現実的だし。
Yeah. I took another glance at the undaunting iron fences. It's too late to achieve her goal of making it out alive. In that case, she's had to prioritize the other promise she had made.
今からこの鉄柵を壊すから、あなたはそこから外に出て。
But that means...
それで、私の役割はおしまいよ。
But that means that... Huh? Her words were few. Tone told the whole story. He was telling him to escape by himself.
信じられない。こんなの青崎だけじゃ壊せないだろ。
私だけならね。でも、今はこの遊園地が味方してる。燃料がこれだけあるんだから、私は重心になるだけでいいんだし。一発でかいのお見舞いしてやるわ。
And I believe that, I do, but like...
それでも一回が限度だから、穴を開けたら、あんたには全力で走り抜けてもらうしかないけど。
What, it's gonna regenerate or something? To carve a path through the iron sea of fences. Counting on one final effort, a great incantation to launch the biggest projectile she could manage. As an outsider, SOJIRO could not even begin to imagine just how much of a burden this would be for her. All I could imagine was a hazy vision of Alco being left behind in this park. What would happen to her? Did that girl in black come to save her? Who was to imagine? He knew she would not. The Alco had exhausted her very best in order to save him. That girl would not stay her hand. The way Alice would let Alco off the hook was if Aoko killed SOJIRO as payment. That's
20メートルぐらい離れてて。準備に手間取るけど、その卵の表面が茹で上がるまでには終わらせるから。
Well, we're not saying that this was the only path.
待ってくれ。俺を逃がすって言うけど、それに意味はあるのか、青崎。
Yeah, because isn't Alice just gonna come from the next night?
ないけど、外に出られたところでアリスから逃げ切れるとは思えないし。
Exactly, like,
けど、これぐらいは最後の意地よ。守るって言ったんだから、できるところまでやらないと。
W. Surprised by her seemingly moral stance, Soldier saw Aoko in a new light. But of course, Soldier realized that she was not fighting for his sake, but for the sake of her pride.
そうだったな。
Yeah,
それなら俺だけ逃がすのはらしくないぞ。
that too.
何よ、いいから離れてて。
Let's move already, bruh. Aoko eased off. Just a bit. She recalled how, an hour ago, he'd gotten the better of her.
青崎、まだ意地を張れるんなら他のことをやろう。このお化けみたいな鉄柵を壊せるなら他に壊すべきものがあるはずだ。
Like what?
ないわよ。悪いけど、私は目に見えるものしか壊せないの。最後まで形のない希望にすがるとか考えるのも寒気がする。いい？今はフラットスナークなんかよりこの壁を壊してあんたを足抜けさせるのが私の現実。私に負える最大限の責任って。
逃げるのか？
Oh. I was just about to turn her back on him when Sojo clutched her hand. His words caused something inside of her to boil with rage. It was as though something had set her heart on fire. Surprise that pricked open her true feelings and the disappointment she felt toward herself fought her frozen limbs.
誰が逃げるのはそっちで、逃がしてあげるのはこっちだって言うのよ。甘く見ないで。いざとなったら遊園地ごと爆破してみせるわ。
Then do it!
そうか。ならここで俺を逃がすのは無駄だな。
Blow up this whole fucking joint then! Fuck the park! Kill it!
その気迫は本命のために取っておこう。それまでは俺も手伝うから。
は？手伝う？それこそ無駄な気遣いよ。
No. Not a waste of time, it's a great use of time.
頭きた。いいから逃げろバカ。だいたい走り詰めで息も絶え絶えなやつなんか使えないわよ。
そりゃいい加減ヘトヘトだけど、そういう青崎なんか疲れ以上に傷の方が傷んでるだろ。
Yeah. Not to mention the injury to her back that Aoko had nearly forgotten about. For now, she couldn't ignore the pain that the automaton inflicted on her spine. Iron will. She managed to push it out of her mind, mostly.
ほら、魔術とか抜きにすればまだ俺の方がマシじゃないか。入り口までおぶっていくことぐらいならなんとか。
I believed it.
できないことは口にしないで。もういいから言って。慣れているもの、私は。でもあなたは違う。こういうの初めてでしょ。
And he's gonna live to tell the tale.
だからいいの。
The fact that they were a team. The fact that she would still have to kill him after all of this. None of the irony was lost on her as she said these words. It didn't matter anymore. Still, Soto didn't let go of her hand. It gripped it even harder. His expression was the same as ever. Go frowned, trying to figure out if he was upset with her.
確かにこういうのは初めてだ。けど山じゃ危険な目ぐらい合ってる。鹿に襲われたことだってあるんだぞ、俺は。
Oh, how scary. That is actually pretty scary. As a city girl, she had no idea what it meant to be attacked by a deer. His determination was apparent enough. True. Back on it now, he had maintained his composure through it all. One person would barely be able to talk through such panic. Perhaps growing up deep in the mountains, far from civilization, had taught him how to stay calm in the face of so much.
だから信じてくれ。少しでいいから。
Trust the mountain boy. He spoke his plain, unadulterated feelings. He released his hand. There was no lie in him. In fact, he was too honest. So much that she found it hard to believe him. Soldier had no reason to go that far. As it stood, Helga had no future. After confessing this and telling him to escape, why did this boy still offer to help a person like her?
わからない。どうしてそこまでするの？私に付き合えばあなたは死ぬのよ。これが最後だからちゃんと考えてよね。あなたはここで逃げるべきよ。
Well, given the way the dice are cast, he is going to die anyway.
それはわかるよ。でも行かない。
Soldier answered immediately. He said Alco was looking for his reason. A lot of insight in Soldier demanded a round of applause.
そうすると、青崎が死んでしまいそうだ。
His words were irrational as always.
だからどうしてそこまでするのよあんたは。
He was yelling out of frustration. To think for a moment, Soldier replied.
そりゃ、君が好きだからだろ。
Ah! He said it! He said the thing! He wasn't sure before, but now he is! Oh my god! Soldier, you sweet, dear baby angel. Simple, to the point. His face seemed to ask why she would even question him so. There was a pause, no more than 2 seconds. Surprised attack had stopped Alco in her tracks. That was just not the only one who had an ace up her sleeve. That line reached deeper even than Flat Snark could ever hope to. That was a weird line read. That line reached deeper even than Flat Snark could ever hope to. All Alco could respond with was an exasperation of pure shock. It was a simple, stubborn reason. The strongest kind on earth. Now this is not a way you've been confessed to before, have you, Alco? Heh, got him, GG's. Sojiro Suzuki was indeed incomprehensible. He went to work a condition with someone who was trying to kill him? She felt as though she finally grasped a sliver of his true nature. Get confessed to, pranked even. To Umar and the others' assessment of him was correct, as vexing as it was to her to admit.
バカね。私はあなたのこと嫌いなのに。
He laughed at her sour grumbling. At this point, he was used to her insults. The clash of wills ended here. Ako's blood ran hot from her blazing heart. She couldn't make it face like that. All she could do was try to think of a way to get both home.
私だって逃げっぱなしは性に合わないし。
Damn right.
いいわよ。最後まで粘ってみる。それにしずきくんが付き合ってくれるなら、何かの役には立つでしょ。
Hell yeah. Her tone had lightened. There was still hesitation in her eyes. It's very natural. Ako had not even a clue as to how to begin to fight the snark. If only she had been just a bit more skilled, or had trained just a bit more, there might have been some way to look for it.
我ながら情けない。せめて正体を暴く手がかりでもあればいいんだけど。
There's just something. Consciously, she let her apprehension show. Sniveling was pointless. She would just have to figure it out by herself, but
なんだ正体さえ分かればいいのか
I gave him a look as if to ask what that was supposed to mean.
いやだからおかしなものはどれかってことだろ
What a group of weirdos. Soja also made a face suggesting she should have brought it up sooner.
わかるのあんた。
多分いや結構前から気になっていたんだけど
Huh? Soja whispered in her ear quietly, so as not to be overheard.
Huh?
It was certainly unexpected. And again, really obvious. He explained the mistake. She knew right away that he was correct. At least, she had an inkling of Flat Snock's original form. Very obvious. Namely. So Flat Snark's form is something that's just extremely obvious if you think about it. Hold on. I'll make one guess, and I guess tell me yes or no. Is it the Ferris wheel? He strategized for 10 minutes. Just deliberating the Snark's true form and figuring out a plan of attack, the two exchanged nods in acceptance of their roles.
それじゃあここからは別行動ね。
Oh. I mean, that would make sense.
でもミラーハウスの時みたいなのは勘弁してよ。この作戦の肝はあなたなんだから。開始1分でドジったら本当に打つ手なしだからね。
She jabbed him for his previous fail as a decoy. Her voice was bright. Nako's original vigor had returned to her at Sojo's discovery of the truth. Meanwhile, Sojo was also getting serious in his own way. Nago was wanting to heart.
ならいいけど。いい？さっきと立場は反対よ。
Yes.
失敗したら死ぬのは私じゃなくてそっち。もうフォローに回れないから、できるだけ慎重にね。
Yeah.
分かってる今更ながらやっぱりさっき逃がしてもらえばよかったと思うぐらい慎重だ
Sojo nodded, telling her to leave it to him. Though he made it sound like he was holding a grudge, it seemed to him to be on a way of showing her his resolve. After a sigh of defeat, once more, she couldn't figure him out.
ほんと、大バカなんだか大物なんだか。
He's a big, heroic idiot.
でも任せた。期待してるわ、しずきくん。
You're. She wanted to say that she believed in him, but apparently that was too embarrassing for her. I got turned away from Soldier and began to run. I to think that maybe this change of pace was not so bad after all. Oh, whoa? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa? Yeah, it's that bitch right there in the middle, isn't it? So ended the intermission. The young cast members were handed their new lines. Whatever happened next, the Night of Witches had, at long last, entered its climax. So that's the end of that chapter. No?
別行動？あの二人が？
Chirp chirp, yes. She was filled with foreboding at Robin's report. Apparently, they had gone in opposite directions. Moving the microphone, hold on. Park's residents had set off after the boy witness, and it would take them mere minutes to capture him, so the bird said. Farmer is the longest chapter in the game? Really? Chapter 5's the longest one, yet there's so many? Wow.
どういうこと？追いかけているのは本当に彼？青子が変装しているのではなく。
So I assume, like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, say something that invokes, like, spoilers, but, like, is this, like, you know what, I'm just not gonna say it. I'm just not gonna say it. Simple as that, I'm just avoid spoilers. I just not gonna say it. Why not flap his wings? Show me away any down. Show me away any down. It's seen him with its own two eyes. It was heading for the plaza, while the cocky brat was making a run for the roller coaster.
青子が彼を見捨てたですって。そんな簡単なことならいいけど。ダンプティは彼に張り付いているの？
Yes. Robin nodded enthusiastically. Didn't know about the other birds, but with its superior night vision, he had seen that sucker clearly because he had moved to a high point.
ダンプティはなんて？最後まで歌わせろ。こんな褒め殺したい間抜けはまたとない。ですって。
Wait. Humpty and Dumpty are two different things? At least here right now. So Soldier's being followed by Humpty, and Dumpty is doing something else? What? Scratch Dumpty was a ticking time bomb that would drop and detonate the moment its target averted its gaze. That is, as long as its target continued to observe him, in a way, he was a gentlemanly ploy kickshaw that has wished he would forgo such niceties when in battle.
そうね。視線を切らないだけではダンプティからは逃げられない。表面の詩が完成すれば扉が開く。
Okay.
彼がどこまで逃げようと、あと少しでダンプティがしまってくれるわ。
Until the park, or rather the Snark, was destroyed, Soldier would not be able to escape. Which meant the larger concern was Aoko. Aoko promised to protect the boy, which begged the question, where was she running to?
ここにいる限り、青子の動向はつかめない。
Alice looked over the park. Only the robbers attempt to get her attention with its plumage. Flat Snark had nearly reached its full size. It's a different breed of beast compared to the other cheap ploys. To her, it was one of her three most irreplaceable and precious familiars.
そうね。任せたわスナーク。青子が諦めない以上、あなたも手は抜かないで。
I don't like the sound of that. Alice remained where she was. The same historical mirror as the troll under the bridge and the poison-clawed reptile, Flat Snark was one of Alice's ultimate ploys. She was placing her trust in its reputation and ability.
でも忘れないで。これはゲームよ。勝敗がついたのなら、私のところに帰ってきて。
The drifting fog ignored its master's words. It was the one thing that Alice had misread. Flat Snark was a king, even among the other ploys, of terrible, vulgar antics. Death to the defeated, gruesome tragedy to the vanquished. It found no pleasure unless it brought about dramatic ruination of life and wealth. The fog bellowed like wicked laughter. After all, only a king had the right to decide the fate of the vanquished. The Snark's greed could not be contained. Thus, it had even the slightest intent to play fair, despite its master's orders. That sounds very bad. For 100 feet high, one careful step at a time, the figure made its way gingerly up the track which stretched into the heart of the amusement park. Be very careful, SOJIRO. He stayed his beating chest and the pounding of his breath. Tiny movements were an obstacle to his progress. Amazingly, what making his pale face advance higher and higher was Sojiro Zizuki. Far below, he saw that a horde of bright creatures had congregated by the roller coaster platform. As they bustled this way and that, their numbers continued to increase by the minute, seemingly cheering on Sojiro with raised arms as he made his descent. Or rather, they jeered as if beckoning him to come down.
助かった。あれ、高いところは苦手なんだ。
Yeah, you should be safe up here, I think. Of course, neither did Sojiro, but his current state was the lesser of two evils. One thing that followed him now was the floating egg. After heaving a huge sigh, Sojiro bent forward a bit and climbed the track that inclined toward the heavens. 150 feet now. To a skyscraper, even the 16th floor. A strong gust of wind whipped through his hair. He had an instinctual fear of heights. In particular, a place like this, to call forth visions of falling to one's death, would cause a person's knees to tremble against their will. It's an instinct that forewarned death, urging its master to return to the safety of the ground. It was a reasonable reaction. Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, by just honestly, my legs shake, like almost shake by just standing on top of a chair. And no, I am not kidding. I am not shitting you. Standing on a chair, I fucking hate it. Climbing the roller coaster tracks went beyond funny stories and into the realm of fantasy. Weak. I do not care. Can't relate. See, there you go. Strong winds and change in air pressure were a hindrance. His instincts screamed at him to stop, causing his limbs to go numb, his muscles to go limp, his mind to race. If he had been tied to a lifeline, mere 15 feet of climbing would still have caused his thoughts to freeze out of sheer terror. It would only get worse from here, exceptionally so. A foot inward increased the load on both his mind and his body by another degree.
よし、頂上まであと少し。
The burden on his mind notwithstanding, he carefully measured the toll on his body with every step. His legs, which had carried him running thus far, threatened to buckle the moment he let down his guard. His fatigue was likely why Aoko had stressed that Sojo's role was more dangerous than hers.
待てよ。逆を言うと、疲れてなければなんとかなると思ってたんだよな、青崎は。
Maybe? Maybe? Sojo laughed as he stared at the floating egg, reflecting on the course of events that had led to this absurd situation. Even 10 minutes ago, they had been engaged in conversation.
じゃあ次ね。正体が分かった以上、あとはどう壊すかを話し合いましょう。
Sojo felt a shudder travel down his spine and Aoko's smug grin. In hindsight, Aoko had been more than happy at this point to make him do something absurd.
どう壊すかって、それなら。
Sojo wondered aloud. You see, Aoko had enough firepower to tear clean through the fences. He refrained from speculating about Flat Snark's true form because he felt there was nothing they could do about it, even if they knew. Then it changed. For Aoko, the possible was quite literally within her grasp.
そうでもないわ。私の目算だと、あと50メートル分ギリギリで届かない。
Despair filled Sojo's eyes. He lifted a hand to her long hair and, with a magically charged fingertip, clipped a clean tuft of it.
足りない分は努力と根性ってね。
Yeah,
あなたはできるだけ高いところまで逃げて。頃合いを見て合図を出すから、そうしたらこれを空に放ってくれる？
Okay.
自然
Based on where Alka pointed her gaze, she did not really mean to leave it up to Sojiro to pick the highest place he could find. She was staring conspicuously at one of the amusement park's two main attractions, the roller coaster.
つまり青崎とは別行動をとってあの怪物たちに追われながら高いところに逃げ込めと。
Correct.
そういうこと。ほら、あのうねうね動き出してるコースターのレールとかよくない？
There were two demons in this park. Her smile made even Sojiro want to respond that it was far from perfect.
疑いたくはないんだが、本当はあの子とグルで俺を遠回しに殺そうとしてるんじゃないか。
just have to make sure.
あら、私に殺されるのならいいんでしょ？
人の出現を悪用するのは良くないと思う。
It's not nice. It's not nice. Sojiro hung his head. This was not sane. If he did as she said, he would die from exhaustion before kids even had a chance to eat him.
私だって鬼じゃないわ。ほら、こっち向いて。おまじないかけてあげる。
Huh? Bruh? It was the lightest of touches. Close enough for the breath and skin to come in contact.
Oh.
Ayo? Saki finished with a hushed voice. For one of them, this is a rather mundane magecraft. For the other, it's a head-spinning intimate ambush.
軽く、弱く、うまく、早く。
Sex? No! That's not what... Good image.
チクタクチクタク。急げや急げ。
Why is there two different meanings? I can understand when it's like the Latin, but like, this is both English. Seduction? Ruby text. To be fair, Anne, to be fair, that's actually correct wording. You're not wrong. That's exactly what... I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Ciel did when she first meets Shiki on the train. I'm a genius. Exactly. That's the first thing she does when you meet... It's the first thing Ciel does to you when you meet her on the train. There's a little flash of white. It's very, like, unless you're looking out for it, you don't really think about it. And that's her casting seduction on you, so that you'll just think, oh, she's just a third year. And I'm pretty sure Akia does the same as well when Lying Two-Faced... Yeah. But yeah, Akia does the same when... If you remember the dog scene on it, where we go outside and Vlav kills that dog, and the next morning we talk about the dog, and suddenly there's a slight flash of white. Akia's doing the same and basically saying, no, there's not a dog, don't worry about it. She's basically casting seduction to make you think that, oh, it was just a dream. Oh, okay. And yes, Akia and Ciel both just fucking with Shiki's mind because he is figuring shit out. Well, Ciel did it to conceal her identity, and Akia's doing it because he's figuring shit out. Things aren't normal. We need to fix that. Words that could not be produced by normal larynx carry a peculiar weight to them, reverberate against his eardrums. There's something about Kwako not giving an F about her dead sister. If you mean in the one bad ending, yeah, that's a good question. Once we're given colors, this would have been the color of her name, blue. So his exhausted body and burning blood gently cooled.
飛ぶ、泳ぐ、駆け抜ける。チクタクチクタク、汽笛を鳴らせ。星はいつでも北の空。どこまでも、いつまでも。
Pretty. Reality took but a few seconds, but the sudden contact had felt a little longer.
よし、暗示成功。成功したはず。ここまで手応えがあったの初めてだし。
Yay!
アリスの小言もたまには役に立つじゃない。
Now what did you do? Mirako stood aside a very confused Sojiro. He asked what the heck had occurred. She responded.
簡単な暗示よ。一時的に恐怖心を消しておいたから、高いところに登っても平気なはず。
Well, you could just do that? What? But that's not fair. Bro, why can't we have Magecraft? How have we as a modern society not figured out Magecraft where we can do shit like this? How? Where is our magic circuits and shit, bro? Where's our magical energy and Magecraft? Where's that? I want to know how to do that.
あの手の作業で一番足を引っ張るのは同様でしょ?
She just said, don't be afraid. That's basically what she did. She put her hand on his forehead and said, alright, you're not scared for 5 minutes. There you go.
恐怖も何も感じなければ、地上何メートルだろうと、平均台とそう変わらないってわけ。
Are they? Again, that's not magic, that's Magecraft. There's a difference. Again, there's a difference between the two. Natsu has made it very clear there's a difference between the two. It's Magecraft. It's different. It's just different. For goodness. There's a difference. It seemed to get it. It actually all sounded like Greek to Sojiro, but he accepted it as an explanation for her strange actions. Your Magecraft is bullshit. I would say that, yeah, but actually I know this because then you have Alice doing whatever the fuck this is, and I'm like, this isn't Magecraft at all. This goes beyond Magecraft logic. What the fuck is she doing? He derived the sound of the track. From nearly 200 feet high, Soldier had a bird's-eye view of the entire amusement park. He was able to spot Alco's figure right away. Plus, not so far from here, he seemed to be occupied with something conspicuous. His surroundings lay still. The red men were still busy trying to figure out how to reach Soldier by trial and error from the roller coaster's entrance. They were over 300 feet away now. A lot. The strong winter gales quickly dried the sweat on his brow, but he was drenched underneath his shirt. This much sweat was worth at least half a mile run, not to mention all the scars he had experienced throughout the night. Oh, scares. Sorry, scares. Wait for the signal, throw whatever she gave you, and boom, we're done. He felt a wave of relief. Not at the thought of Alco destroying the Snark in his nightmarish park. He was simply happy he could repay a bit of his debt from the House of Mirrors. Oh. Lupula rose from the plaza where Alco was located. Alright, let's do this shit. Soda stood up from the tracks, pulled out the pouch he had out in his pocket, and tossed it forward. Any regard for its questionable footing, gave it a mighty overarm pitch. The pouch drew a parabolic curve in Alco's direction, quickly becoming untied in midair. Inside the bag was a lock of her hair and a small stone way.
高いところから風に乗せてくれれば、あとは何とかするから。
What the hell? Alco had said, but it was Soldier's effort that had set the plan in motion. The tuft of hair remained airborne, drifting as if watching over its owner. Soldier's job was done. He may be concerned about the egg hovering over him, but there was nothing he could do about it. Sojiro breathed a sigh of relief and leaned forward to watch the rest of the plan unfold. Then,
Mumu?
huh? In the corner of his eye, he thought he spied something familiar approaching Aoko. No. No. There's...
ルートセット
There's no way. No. There's no fucking way. No. Whatever Sojiro saw, I refuse to believe it.
ディレクト
Hey, yo.
予備に酸素
Bro, the thumbnail for this VOD is gonna go dummy, and I don't know which one to pick.
魔力提供体現に固定
There's so many to pick from. God damn.
循環よし射角よし術式安定大まかよし
It's good enough. A pattern began to carve itself into the brick street. The casting of an unprecedented incantation with unprecedented range. Keeping the rising tension contained within her crest, the fledgling maid snapped her fingers.
決めたツアープランスターマイン
Alright. She kneeled the sound of the formula and raised her head to the night sky. And a glimpse of the transmogrified fantasy land around her entered her vision now. Only one thing. One untouched thing. Was reflected in her blue eyes.
実はずっと気になっていたことが。
This is how the conversation started a few minutes prior. So it began with a simple statement of fact. In truth, it really was the simplest of discrepancies. The difference between the reality of an hour ago and the illusion of the present was both Nasu, what? Infinitesimal? What? I already shown the true form time and time again. Fucking hot. What is that word? Something infinite. Okay, I get that. Alright.
雲があったから勘違いしたんだろうけど。
It's something infinite. I don't know. That fucking word. Natsu, what the fuck? It's hiding in plain sight. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it now. Is it the fog? That seems kinda... that sounds way too obvious. Too possible to be real. What land should be here? It's an amusement park where every paradigm had shifted. It was bracing and flaunting its normalcy.
今夜は新月なんだ、青崎。
Oh. Oh.
思えば初めっからその形だったものねあんたは
Oh, yeah, that's obvious as fuck. I didn't think about that. Yeah, blast that bitch ass moon to Kingdom Come like goddamn Master Roshi. The distance from Earth to the moon was 238,900 miles. If it truly was identical to the actual moon, then this monster indeed lived up to its eerie reputation. The first mentioned name? Oh. Well, I'm dumb, so, you know, there's that. I laughed and watched your thought on that part. Oh, well, man, when I'm reading, I don't pay attention to what's really... I'm not gonna pay attention to the shit happening in the background. I mean, I am, but that shit just flew over my head. At a distance that vast, there would have been no need to hide. It could have flown its true form for all to see. But hey, if I could get a good laugh out of you, I'll take that more than me just being, you know, than me catching on to what the game's trying to tell me. I'll take getting a laugh than me trying to seem smart. I'll take that any day of the week. But if it had to hide its true form, that meant it was vulnerable. The monster's camouflage implied that it sat within the reach of human hands.
こっちの最大射程はよくて600ってところだけど。
Uh-huh. At this point, it was time to give it all she had. And the energy is surging throughout the park. He's extending the firing arm. Blue firework launched into the air. Look at her hair dancing in the wind above. Trailer final scene. Okay, so that's... Oh, like, so this is her last arc reference in Melty Blood. Kirk reached out her right hand as if to catch the night sky. His own body made for the perfect catalyst. For a female mage, the hair she had grown out over the years made for a particularly valuable and powerful source of fuel. To use it, all she had to do was apply her will. She locked the fingers of both her hands together and shouted. Alright. She hurled forth a clear challenge to bind the moon to herself. Got your bitch ass! Mist began to whirl about in a vortex. Monster high above bore its fangs at the sight of the blue spell that appeared in midair. Correct! Tom Alice had noticed a change. The ceiling between Aoko and the snark was palpable.
なら青子の勝ちよ。すぐに戻りなさい。確かに雨雲を消したのはヒントの上げすぎだけど、それぐらいは多めに見て。スナック。
The fog continued to thicken with no sign of abating. Oh, oh, okay, so he's fucking cocky. The snark is cocky, is it? Okay then. That floated in the night sky could not pardon such an insolent mage. As if the Lord of the Night would bow down to such impudence. There was no staying its wrath at a challenge so flagrant.
Snack.
The bitch is cocky! The moon's cocky! That sounds about right. Robin swooped in to give its report. Has waved it away. The gaze was fixed on a transforming golden moon. The calls for restraint did not reach it. This fairytale monster was beholden to nobody, and it would have no qualms unleashing its vast might upon its puny prey. There we fucking go! Yeah! The trailer shot, let's go! That shit's down. Dude, that looks so fucking good. Dude, look at this shit. Look how good this shit looks. Look, it's a visual novel, bro. It's a visual novel. It's a game with text. This shit pretty. Well, I mean, the difference is, obviously, this is meant to be a stationary shot. The other one's supposed to be animated. So, of course, it looks better here. The other one's gonna look great in animation. Sounds like more kind of ass. I'll have to look back. Now that I'm watching this scene, I'll look at the trailer and compare, I suppose. I'll have to look at the trailer again and really, compare the two. But this shit looks fucking good. I love this. The car from Magic Bullock howled. Magic circus when her body spun. Michael fed the magical energy, scorching her nerves with imaginary flame. She was linked to the formula inscribed on the ground. The spell was read and executed the same as it always was. This apple was beyond reckoning. With this much firepower, even this mundane process would invite injury upon its caster. It's enough to burn up the nerves that were acting as the barrel. So Aoko could really fuck herself up by doing this. Imaginary heat had reached a terrifying temperature. Aoko trembled at this endless feeling. Would have to grin and bear it lest her efforts come to naught. Aoko could no longer move. She She had learned the Snark's true form from Sojiro. She gave up on any superiority a movable turret offered, instead opting to become a stationary cannon. That was the only way she could reach it. It was impossible to hunt the Snark unless she anchored her crest at its location and angle. At the same time, this action revealed that she was out of options. Once the fuse was lit, she would have no choice but to fight to the bitter end. I took a deep breath. This was the way she wanted it. Her preparations were complete. She would be able to deliver this maelstrom of magical energy directly to the moon like a rocket payload. The third mid-air layer served as the cannon's muzzle and sight. It would fire the magical energy once it reached criticality, and an output to adjust the angle of fire. Uh-oh. The moon became warped within her scope. Blinding light! Uh-oh. Focus up, Aoko. With charge of magical energy, Mahoyo displayed its golden form as of the mocker. Come, worship the heavens, powerless scion of an innocent bloodline. There it was, a point among the otherworldly sky. A mystical visage of what the fuck? Nasu is this word? Obfuscated by jade, mist, and azure clouds. There you go. See, I can't actually read that word. Just give me a second. Called the greatest treasure known to the world of magecraft. A rarity more valuable than an entire kingdom. Crown Phantasm. What the fuck is that? Set apart from the first, the world's greatest fabrication. Alright, Aoko, here we go. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Her instincts screamed at her to delay no further. This fairytale monster was the greatest of its kind. It was about to expose its true form. Its open hostility made it clear that it was ready to counterattack. Well, is that thing? It's the flat Snark, I guess. The untouchable, but what the fuck it is truly, I don't know. She had to shoot it down first. Magical energy was at 80%. The formula was operating normally. All that was left was to pull the trigger. But the calm voice inside her head asked if that was really okay. She had one shot at this. There was no going back. It was a battle of precision with no room for miscalculations. A 1/10 of a second of hesitation would tip the scales. Was she ready for the pain? Was she ready to deal with the fallout if she missed? Could she really even take down the moon with such a tiny bullet in the first place? Damn right, if Roshi can blow up the fucking moon, so can Aoko is what I'm saying. Her eyes, fixed upon the moon, were filled with determination. She knew that the moment she fired, the intense recoil would overwhelm her entire body. Still, she shouted. Here we fucking go, boys! If Goku can fight a god and Aoko can snipe the moon, that's what I'm saying! With every ounce of spirit she possessed, she fired her ultra long-range projectile into the sky. Come on. The Furler embraced the magic bullet fired from the surface of the earth. The crest, extension of Aoko's self, Unleash light to pierce the moon. However... Oh! Come on. What the fuck is that? Meteor? Enormous blue canopy pulverized the beam. It returned the ether, a 3,000 degree flame, to nothing as it came in contact with the bullet. Are you fucking shitting me? The recoil of the Grand Mage God literally boiled her blood. Her body couldn't handle it. Her heart stopped. Her brain went numb from the pain and impact. Her nerves putrefied from end to end. But her mage met her, but her magic crest revived them all by force. Do it again, Aoko! Though her vision had gone white, she could still see it. Swallowing the blood in her mouth, Aoko looked up with a scowl. There it was. An enormous shield of ice and sneering deformed skull. Not pointed out yet. This music is fucking insane, but this music is great. He already cooked in Tsukihime, but if he gets to cook even more with this soundtrack, dude. 10 out of fucking 10. Exactly, bro. Who cares? Shoot it again. Do the shit again. So don't have to think or hesitate. Magical energy throughout the park began to gather. Aoko knelt, across from the tyrannical face of the moon. She instituted that the ice had yet to fully form. Flat Snark still hadn't reached its full strength, which was exactly why. Accelerating the spell, Aoko damaged her own body. The burden of linking the formula to the Snark caused intense pain. All she could do was grit her teeth and endure it. All because... How could I have gotten a read on their relative strengths? Its volume of magical energy was identical. Snark's form, its mystical scale, was in a different league. I would charge her energy to her absolute limit. I would barely make a dent in the ice wall. Meanwhile, there was nothing she could do to prevent her own annihilation of the Snark gathered as much energy as it could. She loaded her next shot. She issued orders for the floating third layer. Knowing the toll on her body, began to accelerate the first layer formula. More of her right hand's single layer was to absorb and store surrounding magical energy. The thick fog that drifted throughout the park was an ancient ether spewed out by the Flat Snark's own body. Aoko could pour it into her formula. Ako's body had integrated with the formula, found an amount of magical energy that far surpassed its maximum capacity. It seethed in agony. Or rather, it trembled in delight. For a mage, magical energy was a propellant to reach the realm of mystics. The expansion of internal time. Liquefaction of the self. Release from the physical. Overall, what one might call a near-death experience. On the precipice of what lay beyond, Aoko stood firm, faced reality. Still, reality had come to break her will. The gap between was plain to any observer. The gun barrel named Aoko Aozaki had not a chance to chip away at the lump of ice. Who gives a shit, bro? She accelerated the spell further. The skull grinned. Ice was no shield. It's a hammer to crush mages who did not know their place. Someone laughed as he prepared to crush not just Aoko, but the boy atop the roller coaster, as well as the park in its entirety. Circuits were on the verge of going critical. Her body had been charged with a scorching power supply, from fingertips to her eyeballs. She would see the bullet fired. She'd arranged her magicka form as quickly as her nerve transmission speed would allow. A single attack was not enough. There was no way to shoot her from its flank, which meant there was only one solution. What, rapid fire this bitch? I'm down. The third layer began to transform. It switched from a direct to alternating currents. The spell's supposed strong point was its ability to adjust its trajectory mid-flight. Right now, all she wanted was numbers. Alright. Just rapid fire that shit? Yes, rapid fire that shit! The blue sun shined down upon the amusement park. Beams of light at maximum output straight forth to pierce the golden moon. Come on, this has to be enough. Okay, there we go. Something's happening. Holding down the trigger, she continued to fire, taking energy ad infinitum. Just keep going, just keep firing. Blue flame shot forth at critical level. His ice would neither melt nor mar. I'm not sure heat could make the dent in something form from such a colossal amount of magical energy. The taller circuits sent them berserk. All began to run free. The battle had become a tussle over the magical energy that filled the park. From the very beginning, this had been Snark's home turf. Snark had control over at least 80% of the space. Aoko had 20 at best. Is it Jover? There's no way! Come on, Aoko. Cast of ice descended as if to call the match. All she could do was delay the inevitable. She knew that she had been backed into a wall. Right now, the only thing she could do was keep firing. Then again, perhaps not. What's another option? She could put all of her magical energy into defense. There's a tiny chance. No, not tiny. A great possibility, in fact, that she could save just her. Damn right. We're not just gonna save ourselves. We're gonna save everyone, bro. Getting into that broken hope. I'll continue to rotate our circuits. Time seemed to stop at the magical energy overdose. A second of intense pain lasted an eternity. And amidst everything. Something approached one step at a time. Something from among the park's shadows. Something. 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 She felt goosebumps from head to toe. The issue was no longer the ice overhead. Midst of this stillness, the Red Death drew closer, Step by ominous step.
なんでこんなところで
Circuits in her mind began to rupture out of terror. The composition of her formula and soul began to rip apart. There it was, just behind her. Its footsteps came to a halt. It reached around and cupped her face in its blood-stained hands.
こんにちは
You know? How to put that bookmark, shall we? God damn! Has this chapter been fucking... No shot, you ended here. Yes, we do! Oh, this could be a bitch for me, too. I don't know, Anna. It's gonna be a bitch for me, too, because I have to... In the middle of... I have stuff to do tomorrow. I'm sorry. I have to get up early tomorrow. I want to keep going. Trust me. I want to keep going as much as everyone else. But fuck, I'm not able to. I wish I could. I really wish I could. But dude, that shit was good. Honest, yeah, dead ass. That movie is not going to top that. That's good. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this. Yeah, the movie. I don't see how the movie's topping any of that. Hell no. Let's switch to this one. The Secret and Wealthy. Holy shit! What a... Yo, this chapter's nuts! Damn! Dude, that was so good! Obviously, it's still not the end of it, but yo, this is so good! And there's more after? Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for more. But, yeah. As much as it displeases everyone, yes, that is indeed the end for now. And we will obviously continue more Mahoyo next time. Next week on Monday. Will never be forgiven. Oh, I know. I will hate myself for stopping right here, cause I wanted to keep going, but physically and mentally, I can't. But do not fret, for tomorrow we start a new playthrough. Of a game series that I'm sure everyone already is pretty much aware of, because it's in the limelight at the moment. Now, which game in this series it is? You'll have to come and show up tomorrow to find out. I am, of course, talking about Persona series. Again, which one it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Who knows? Who knows? Only I know. And someone else. But only I know which one it is. So, you'll have to show up tomorrow to find out which one it is and see where that goes. But that'll be all for this time. I hope you all enjoyed, which it seemed like everyone did. And so did I. I loved this chapter, and we're not done yet. So I hope you all have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the whole wide world. I hope to see each and every single one of you. Same time, same place tomorrow. For some Persona. And obviously, if not, I do hope you all come back for Monday to finish off this chapter. If not for tomorrow or any time this week, you gotta come back for Monday or Tuesday. Finish off the damn chapter, because this shit was good. Well, that's enough yapping from me. See you all tomorrow.